Okay, to wrap up this video on the video series for the link, we need to create the ribs. So we'll create one rib and then we'll rotate or mirror that back around the other side. So to create that rib, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another plane relative to this. I want to drag that back 0.75, and that'd be minus 0.75. Sorry. Okay, and then I'll use that plane to create a sketch. And I'm just going to draw a line now. Again, I like to just draw a line out in space and then constrain it. So, and what I'm going to have to do now is before I do that, I'm going to have to project some objects. So I want to project an entity. I want this circle right here back there. And then let's see, I think we want to project maybe this so that I can get that line. And do I need anything else? I think that probably will do it. Let's see, let's do one more project here, I think maybe. Let's project. No, that's not going to do me any good. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that for now. Okay, oh, let's see, now I do need one more line. I need this line right here projected back. Okay, so I probably didn't need, yeah, I might be able to use that one still. So now what I want to do is go back and look at that straight on. So I'll just click on this and right click and do a look at. So I'm looking straight in there. Okay, and the reason I needed that arc was so I could create a constraint of tangent, this line, and that arc. Then I also want to do a constraint of coincident, this point and that arc, so that I know they're going to be touching. Well, I still need to get this point right here lined up. So I'll do another coincident, this point and that line. Now that keeps it on that line, but it can move anywhere. Okay, and that's why I wanted to maybe try to use this. I don't know if it'll let me do it or not. But if I go from the, yeah, see, it's not letting me find the center. Well, what I'll do then, this might be a good time to use the axis. So we'll go in and I'm going to finish the sketch here for a minute, and I want to create an axis through this part. Okay, and now let's rotate that around, and you can see that that's out in space still. So I'll go back to my sketch. Before I do that, I'm going to have to relocate that axis. This axis has to be in front of that sketch, so like it created it before the sketch did. So now we'll go back in there and go back to our sketch. Edit the sketch. Okay, now I want to rotate this around so you can see it. So I'll project the geometry, and I want to project that axis right there onto that plane, so that now I can measure from this line here to that point right there, and the drawing says that needs to be 1 inch from that edge. Okay, now I'll go ahead and create these, go ahead and change these lines back to construction geometry, so as not to confuse the rib command. And if you want, you can turn that axis off so you don't see it at all. For that matter, you can do the same thing with the plane. So that's all I need for that rib. So I'm done with the rib, so I'll exit that sketch and I'll do a rib command. Now this, as we talked in class the other day, this can kind of be a pain in the butt because you have to be able to pick the correct sequence here. So I'm going to pick those two. Nothing is showing up, so maybe I need to switch directions. It really should, and maybe I need to pick the profile. I thought I had it. Yeah, it's got it. So it should be parallel to the plane. The direction, it really should be direction 1. And it should be to next as opposed to infinite. And maybe I'm not getting profile. I don't know. There we go. That's what it was. I wasn't getting the profile. The thickness of that part is a 1/2 inch. I notice it's going to one side, so we don't want that side. We really don't want that side. In this case, it's going right through the middle. So we'll accept that. And go ahead and hit save. Okay, and we can go ahead and fillet that. So we might want to go in there and fillet these 2 edges. Rotate that around. And you might even want to get the top. Okay, and apply that. Again, I don't like to get too many at one time. I want to get that and that. Okay, it likes that. I don't know if you want to get the top here maybe. And I'm going to hit OK. So now then, what we probably ought to do is mirror this thing. We're not completely done. We still have to fill it over here, but we need to get that bottom done. So if we mirror, let's see, there's my mirror. Pick the features. Well, let's see, we know we want the rib. And sometimes it doesn't like to do all the fillets at the same time, but we'll go ahead and pick them and see what it'll do. This last fillet here, we'll try that. Mirror plane is going to be this plane right here. Oh, excuse me, wrong plane. Mirror plane. Let's hold the control key down and get that out of there. The mirror plane wants to be that plane right there. And there you can see the result. And we'll hit OK. And it says, sorry, I can't do that. So we'll do mirror again. And we'll get the features. Now this time we're just going to grab the rib. And we'll do the mirror plane. And it's this plane right here. Okay. And we'll hit OK. Does that. And for whatever reason, it'll do the, should do most of the fillets, if not all of them. Mirror plane was plane 2. And you can see now it just didn't like to have to think so much on that last one. And then finally we would go ahead and put the fillets in on these 2 sides. Okay, and that would be it. That's all there is for the rib. So the rib, the hardest thing is the setup, and then you're good to go. So I would probably hit save, and that part is done.